How you doing?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good.
Nice.
Nice.
It's
Yes.
gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock here.
Exactly. And I am going to Margaritaville with Emily next month.
Nice.
Nice.
Have y'all ever been to one?
I mean,
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah. There's one downtown Nashville.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we've
Cool.
kind of ended up in.
Yeah, we have.
But yeah.
Unfortunately, I am out of wine, so the wine won't be going to my head tonight.
Oh, man.
Well, it all works the same.
Sorry to disappoint.
I actually need one, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Well, then go get one.
I will.
We got time. We need some wine.
You go get one.
I'll be right back.
We can't be talking about your hottest new track without, having some wine in the hands.
That's true. And there is a bottle already open, so she's just gonna bring the whole bottle back, probably.
Ooh, that's the only way to do it, really.
Right. That's how you get it to go to your head, right?
Big facts.
Yes.
I'm a little upset.
Why is that?
I don't have any Karli and James merch.
There's a good reason for that, and that's because we haven't made any yet. But
I need a T-shirt. Y'all need to make one.
We do. It's on the list of things to do over the next kind of month or two.
Cheers.
But yeah,
Carly,
I think that he doesn't have any Karli and James merch, and I said,
yeah, I need
no.
some merch.
Actually,
We
nobody
don't either.
Well, we need a couple T-shirts to get out here.
I
And
know.
I need some.
We
Yeah.
sure do. Yeah, we have to figure out
gotta
budgets
get
for all
onto
of that stuff.
Yeah, when I'm out there dancing to I Need Neon and bars, I need some Karli and James merch
Yeah,
to
you
advertise.
need the swag.
Yeah, I feel like an I Need Neon t-shirt is definitely needed.
Yes,
Think about
that would be
how
a cool
you
t-shirt.
could do that. You could do a neon square on the front of the shirt and do some I don't know, black with like a purple neon, and then
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think a neon shirt would be great. I mean, a wine's gone to my head shirt would also be great. I mean,
yeah,
I can see people wearing
that's
those.
easy. Just like
down.
a wine glass on it.
Yeah, no, you guys up against a wall, and James just has a guitar in his hand, and you're just holding the wine, and you look incredibly drunk.
That's very accurate.
That sounds about right.
I guess he just came home. Hi, baby.
Hi. Aww. You guys are so cute.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You on the phone with your mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, come join us when you're done.
So how are you?
Well, life's doing better. So I don't know if you guys happen to see my post, but a month ago, my dad had to have open heart surgery.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah. So full story. So Emily moves here. Well, as you guys know, we started dating. She lived in another city. And then, we really started to fall in love. And she's just like, yeah, I think we need to move in together. And I'm like, I think you're right. I've never lived with anybody before. I don't know if y'all ever lived with a partner before y'all started dating and moved in together.
Actually, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little scary, right?
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
It's a big step.
It's definitely like it can either be like, everything becomes even more awesome, or it just all goes down the pan.
Yeah.
Because you question it, you're like, I love this person, but am I going to love them as much when I see them every single day and they wake up next to me? And like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You've never done it before.
Right.
I can report it's going very well so far.
Good. I was assuming that.
Yes, it's going very well. But it's nerve-wracking. And so she moved here, got a job. She spent, I think, every time she comes here, she ended up spending longer than she originally planned on spending.
Right.
But we agreed to move here. She was here for like 2 weeks and she got a job. And they were like, hey, can you start next week? So she left, had to turn around and pack 3 days later and move here. So she does that. I'm nervous about it, excited, but also nervous. And she moves in. We go to one of our friends, played a show. She put out a new single. So we went to go see that. Next morning, I'm downtown with her and her mom. And her mom was going to come spend the weekend with us and have some fun. Well, I look down at my phone and it's just like blown up from like missed calls. I think I had like 8 missed calls from my brother and my mom. And I was like, what the heck's going on? So my dad gets rushed to the hospital. And I was like, okay. I'm like, this, I'm trying not to freak out. And I'm like, damn, like this sucks. And
Oh gosh, yeah, that's terrible.
yeah, so he gets to the hospital and they're like, yeah, you have blocked arteries. So you're gonna need to put a stent in. And so I'm nervous and we're doing all the research and they're like, hey, you know, they'll do this stent. It's like a 45-minute procedure. He'll be in and out in the hospital for like a week. You'll be fine. So we go to the hospital the next morning, goes to the stent. They said this would take 45 minutes. So they go up there and he comes back in 45 minutes on the dot. And we're thinking, okay, he's alive. They don't even put you under for the stent. I don't know if you guys know this,
No,
but they actually go up through your arm.
Oh, right.
So they run up your arm, put it in the heart, and then open it up and clear the artery out. So he gets back in there and like, oh, good, it's over. And as soon as he comes in, we're like, oh, we relax. Then they're like, oh no, he has 2 blocked arteries. The other one's 98% blocked. He needs quadruple bypass.
Oh no.
Yeah, scary. Now my dad, I mean, he's a little overweight, but like never had any health issues. And so we have a family business. Some of you guys know that we do irrigation and landscape lighting.
Yeah.
So I've done all this work, but not have everything rely on me. So all of a sudden my dad is in the hospital. So now every question, every like time I got to order products, I have to do everything. And on top of that, I'm also worried about my dad, dying. And Emily's here. So Emily's entire first week here, we spent every afternoon in the hospital.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that's a baptism of fire right there.
Yeah.
We laugh about it. We were laughing about it this weekend when we were out. We were like, it's like everything that I think could have gone wrong when you moved here, I think did. I was like, and we went through it phenomenally.
Yeah, you can make it through that. Like, you can make it through a lot of stuff.
Sometimes you can't beat being tested like that, and it just solidifies everything even more.
Yeah, it says a lot.
So it's great though that we're on this with you guys. This is my my first show back from and now that things are
welcome back.
Welcome
back.
Yeah,
Things are starting to like.
How's your dad doing now?
He's doing better. So he's still home, but you just get so weak and it's so weird. And I was shocked to hear this when they do the quadruple bypass and they open you up. You actually don't lose any blood. So we offered to like tell them, hey, if y'all need any blood, we'll give it to him. And they're like, no, he shouldn't need any blood. And if he does, it'll be very minimal. I was like, how do you crack open people's rib cages to do heart surgery? They don't need blood. But he's still very weak and doesn't have an appetite. You get like a cough from it, a lot of like mucus is up in your lungs. So he doesn't have the energy. And he just started sleeping in his own bed for the first time. He spent 3 weeks or 1 week in the ICU after the surgery. And then 2 weeks he just sleep on a recliner because they kind of want you upright. But he's able to talk, like his voice sounds better now. His lungs are coming back. But it's just he's still really weak and doesn't have much energy and doesn't have an appetite either. So
what a thing to go through for everybody.
Crazy, but hey, here we are. And but life's looking good though. But enough about me. We'll get to me later on. Let's talk about this news thing. Thank you guys for asking about my dad. It's really sweet. I appreciate you guys asking. But thankfully things are starting to settle in and we got a lot of fun things to talk about, which with my life and y'all. And
absolutely.
So you guys just released this new EP, correct?
We did on Friday.
It's called Someday Dreaming.
And what is it's Someday Dreaming is the name of it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now y'all's lovely manager, she did, send me it before it was released, not to brag.
Oh, yeah, you got the preview.
I did get the preview. I very much enjoyed it. I will say Wine's Got Into My Head is my favorite off the track.
Nice.
I like that one. That one's fun to play like when we play live as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So how many songs are on this EP?
6 songs. Each song is, we have like a cohesive sound, but it's different. It shows exactly where we've been the past couple of years in life. It's just very honest about where we've been. The fact that at one point I was drinking a lot of wine.
Why? Well, why were you drinking so much wine?
Honestly, just because we had so much left over from our wedding.
Simple.
Yeah, like
we had all this wine left over, and I was like, "Well, we're never gonna drink all of that." And she was like,
So most nights I'd just be like, hey James, the wine's gone to my head, and that's where the idea came from.
Because Karli doesn't do the cooking in our house. I do all the cooking.
Yeah.
So whilst I'm cooking, she'll sit there, on the computer or just hanging out with a glass of wine. And when she hasn't had any food, it always goes straight to her head.
Yeah.
Every time.
Pretty much.
So that's what's going to happen right now.
Hey, that's why this interview is going to be the best one yet.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
so.
And that is literally where the song came from.
That is exactly where it came from. And then the whole heartbreak side of it comes from just seeing, friends around me and their, what they were going through at the time. That's where you get inspiration from, is like just what you're going through and also what the people around you are going through. So that's how we came up with that one. Yeah. And then Someday Dreaming, the title track, is very much about like our love and being big dreamers and discovering, our love for each other, even if like all those big dreams didn't come true, we would still be happy because we get to do this together. So that's where that one came from.
I think when I watch all of your posts on social media, you guys definitely seem very much in love. I think that's the thing that I get most from watching y'all's content.
Thank you. Well, yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but we are.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's true. So,
but you guys are in love and you guys are happy, and that's what matters most in this world. Because being successful is great, but if you don't have anyone to share it with, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, amen to that. So
it's like when you have someone to love, it's like every single day with them, you're living the dream. You can dream big and have dreams and wish on them together and go after them. But when you have that person, you're already living the dream.
And the fortunate thing is I finally get to enjoy songs like that now, because otherwise I would have been very depressed listening to the song.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Now you're in the love bubble as well.
I know. All I do is get in the car and I listen to, songs like Someday Dreaming, and I'm like, oh, this is so great. I'm in love. My life is so good now. I'm so happy.
I'm so glad. It really is the best feeling.
My friend Chelsea in the chat, she says that you are the best singer ever and that you guys are really cute together.
Oh, that's so sweet.
She's a pretty good singer. So.
If you guys have not listened to Karli sing, and if you guys have not listened to Karli and James music, please go on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, whatever. Go listen to them, whatever platform, and listen to them. Their music is amazing.
Please do.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited about it.
Have you guys really started pushing the YouTube stuff at all here lately?
You mean like short form videos on YouTube, or just like?
Yeah, have y'all started doing YouTube Shorts yet?
Yeah, we've done a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, YouTube Shorts seem like the way to go here recently.
I didn't know if they were. I felt like they were pushing them quite a bit in the beginning, and then it kind of
eased up,
and we're like, but maybe
I don't know. I feel like it's the move right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with TikTok. It feels like ever since the U.S. government and this whole TikTok thing's been going on, I feel like TikTok views have just been going down the drain.
Woo! It feels like that.
Hello, Emily.
Hello.
Y'all haven't met Emily yet, have you?
No, we have not.
I feel like I have.
I feel like I've already met them.
So if you don't know, that's James in the white t-shirt.
Yes.
And that's Karli.
No, I thought it was
Thanks for the clarification. Just make it still.
We needed the clarification.
But yeah, no, I would. I did subscribe to y'all's YouTube channel, so if y'all want to do the same and subscribe to mine, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
We will.
I'm over here thirsting for followers.
Yeah.
So,
I think we all are.
Which track are you guys most proud of on the EP?
I would probably say Someday Dreaming is the one I'm most proud of and my favorite at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's what we've been talking about a lot, and it's very, very just like where we are at in life right now. So
yeah,
expand on that. Where are you guys at in life right now?
We are not exactly where we wanted to be, let's say. Like, it's not exactly where you picture yourself when you have all of these big dreams. Like, you always picture yourself like a little further along. let's say. But like I said, when you get to find that person and share your life with that person, you do realize, you know what, even if all of those crazy big dreams didn't come true, like we'd still be good, still be happy.
Nothing is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like we might not be as far along with some things. Like we're not playing stadiums, you know, for instance, which is kind of one thing. You kind of arenas and things like that. You kind of visualize that when you're, you know, starting out making music. But we're further along in other things that you don't think about. You know, like personal things. We bought a house now, and we hadn't done that when we wrote this song, Someday Dreaming. We hadn't even bought a house. So there's all sorts of personal goals and things that happen along the way. Yeah, which absolutely. Are big and are important and give you grounding and allow you to, you know, give you a platform to push on with your career. Yeah.
Because when you're big dreamers, it's easy to focus on, you know, what you have to do next in the big dreams, because that is important. But also the little things are just as important. And
if you don't dream it, it'll never happen. So that's the first step. You have to see it.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it'll never happen. Yeah. But I need you to expand on that. Well, what is something that hasn't happened yet that you know, when you say you're not as far along as you would like, expand on that for me. And also, on the flip side, give me a personal thing that you guys are very happy and content with. Is it the buying the house, or go ahead and tell me?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the most basic one that we haven't got to yet is actually getting the record deal. Yeah. You know, it's I feel like record deals have become a little harder to come by these days than they were even when we started out. You know, even 3 or 4 years ago. I think after COVID, there was a big hit on the money side of things, and I'm not sure they know. I'm not sure there's huge clarity with the record labels right now what they're looking for. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, do we want somebody who is like a seasoned live act who's been out on the road playing, you know, 150, 200 dates a year every year for the last 5 years, and we know they can do it? Or do we want someone who's on TikTok or Instagram and has X amount of followers and has a built-in audience but is unproven on the road?" And they all have value, but they have pros and cons, and I think the record labels are a bit confused right now as to what's the best to go for. Yeah. Which is slowing them down, because they're like, then they squabble in house. They're like, "We like this person," and they're like, "Well, no, because they don't have this." And but you know, and so they're a bit confused, I think, which does complicate it for artists like us.
Well, it's really funny you bring that up. I was on the phone with an artist friend of mine before we got on this conversation, and she was at a big event in Nashville. Was it CR something?
CRS, yeah.
CRS, yes. Yeah. So she was at that event, and she was talking to me about it, and she's like, "Man, it seems like all these labels, all they want right now is a Morgan Wallen type, a bad boy who is going to go out and be a player and, you know, everything." She goes, "That seems to be all they want right now." And it's interesting. It's like they get one thing that pops off, and they just...
Yeah. Happens every time. They always try to copy and paste.
Yeah, it happened after when Luke Combs first popped off. That was like everyone suddenly that was getting signed was a copy and paste of Luke Combs, but never as good, because the original is always the best. So like, let's be like, you know what, you know, Chris Stapleton did his thing and he's awesome. Let's not try and copy him, because no one's going to be better than Chris or what Chris does.
But it's the same thing in sports. You see a good football team, you know, they win the Super Bowl, and next thing you know, everybody's looking for the next Patrick Mahomes, the next Peyton Manning, or we're going to run the same West Coast offense. And it's like, okay, like, why not try to be original? Every team has its own, like you said, everybody has value. So you have to try and find and bring that person's value to the best it can possibly be.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly right.
Exactly.
Well, you know.
So that's one of them, and there's many others. I think.
Others. That's just kind of like the most obvious kind of thing. And then, you know, and then from things that are going well is, you know, it's hard to make a living just making music, and we don't have day jobs. We make music all day every day, and we get paid to do it. So that was honestly, as a kid, that was one of my biggest dreams and biggest goals and aspirations. Was, you know, I didn't want to work you know, a sales job or something like that. I have done in the past. I wanted to make a living making music, and we do. So that's like we're very grateful for that.
Yeah.
You have to appreciate where you are in the moment, but also keep grinding. It's tough.
Yeah.
It is tough, but
It's
it's
life.
it's satisfying as well. There's payoffs with all these things, so you just you take the wins and celebrate them and enjoy them.
Yeah.
Now, is there any guest bedrooms in this new home you guys bought?
Yeah, we do. We
have
a guest bedroom.
If you had an extra bed in there, if you want to invite some friends up to the Nashville sometime.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
If you guys have any friends. Oh, me? I wasn't talking about me.
No, you are.
We're good hosts.
We are. I love hosting people. That's been one of the best things about having a house is we just come stay with us.
Okay. I mean, if you got a room, I'm not teasing. We could book a plane flight in like a couple months.
Yeah. We got a room. It's nice.
But we're going dancing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Of course.
Tina says that Karli is just the cutest thing.
Oh, thanks, Tina.
Sorry, James, you're chopped liver.
That's literally my life, so that's okay.
I'm being completely roasted right now in my comment section for inviting myself like we're not all friends. I love the internet.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
It's okay. No, he should definitely come.
I love the internet. Emily, what questions do you have for them since you don't know them?
Oh wow, that's hard. You're putting me really on
the
spot.
Think about it and
right now.
Okay. So what song are people responding to the most when you guys play live?
Live?
I honestly depends on the gig because different audiences respond to different things. I Need Neon always goes down well.
It does.
And obviously we put that one out first, and that's kind of the song we connected initially with you over, Don. And it's just
honestly lately Love You Like a Lover goes down so well because James tells our story about how we met before we sing it. So then people really latch on immediately oh my gosh, that's so cute. And then the song is literally our story.
Yeah, so it's completely autobiographical.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's a lot of people that can relate, like you two. Like, you guys were friends before you were lovers, and that's how we were as well, and that's what the song's about. So I feel like people connect with it.
It's true.
And because people are always interested to know how a girl from Missouri met an English guy. They're like, how does that happen? So I think people really like that one when we play live.
Definitely, when we can tell that story, people latch onto it.
Yeah.
Well, we have new followers on here all the time, and this is going to be uploaded to a YouTube channel of people that don't know you guys. So please remind us, how did you guys meet? Please tell us the story.
Well, obviously I'm from England. Karli's from Missouri. So we met in Nashville, and I was on holiday here, vacation.
I love that y'all call it a holiday. It's so
so happy.
I know. I saw her time. We're on holiday. I'm like, man, we don't say that here.
I wish we said that. It sounds so fancy. It makes me feel elevated.
We're on holiday.
I'll keep being fancy. That's fine. But yeah, Karli already lived here. She'd been here for 2 or 3 years at that point already. And I was in a coffee shop trying to order tea, English breakfast tea. And which you guys don't really do. You guys do the sweet tea thing, but you don't do the English breakfast tea thing. So I'm trying to order it. They're like, we don't have that. And I'm like, oh, I don't drink coffee. So I'm all kind of in a,
He was causing a scene.
Yeah. Imagine Hugh Grant in a 90s rom-com being all like,
being a Karen, being a Karen.
What?
So I asked him if he was being a Karen. What was he yelling, asking for the manager?
No. It wasn't like that. English people are more just they get flustered. But in a quiet way. They're just okay, I don't know what to get.
Yeah. So she was behind me and she was like, this is the tea I get. So we ordered some terrible herbal tea. But yeah, that meant that we hung out together for an hour and we talked about music and all that kind of stuff, and exchanged details, and we got together. We wrote a couple of songs together a few days later, and it just kind of progressed from there, really. But we weren't dating initially. We were friends, and then we were bandmates, and then we didn't start dating until after I moved here, which was 2 or 3 years down the line from there.
Who made the first move?
I moved here in 2017.
No. Who made the first move?
Oh, that's when you moved here.
Yeah.
She started talking to me.
Like when we were just friends, or like when we
like who asked who out on a date first?
Okay, so so when we first met, we were like just friends, and then he would come back and forth, and and he would come back and forth, and then we
cute English guy who can play guitar and sing.
I know. But we decided, like, when we became a duo, we were like, okay, like, we really just have to focus on being a duo and like trying to make this work, especially with him back and forth all the time. Like, it just wasn't a good idea to put a relationship in the mix. So for that whole time you were getting your visa and coming back and forth for like 18 months.
Yeah, and there was so many unknowns with that. I mean, like the visa process would be happening, and then they'd come back and reject it for a certain reason, and then like all that stuff would have just been so much. It would have been. It was bad as it was, but it would have been really bad if we had a relationship, because the stakes would have been even higher.
Yeah. So so for a while, he would come visit, and we would just play music, be friends, and then 2017 he moved here on New Year's Eve, actually, of 2016. So 2017 New Year's Day, and I was turning 21 that year in March, and I just like those first few months we were also living with my parents, so kind of funny. So like those first few months,
wrong with that. Everybody on TikTok thinks that Emily and I live in my mom's basement. So, and I like your style, James. The younger girls are where it's at. Cute faces.
That's right. So we I forgot where I was.
Sorry, my bad.
After I've been here for like 3 months.
Blame the wine. I blame the wine.
It just naturally happens.
She's drinking wine. I'm blaming the wine. I'm not drinking wine.
Rebecca asked us if we're engaged. We're actually married.
We're married, Rebecca. Yes. I also noticed that someone told you were right about the holiday.
Yeah,
because he was from
Ireland.
Yeah. Thank you, Amanda.
But yeah, it just happened. It happened gradually over time, basically. I think once we knew.
Well, basically on my 21st birthday, we had been flirting a lot up to that point, and it was just like we were at Pinewood Social in Nashville, like bowling with all my friends, and we just kind of started making out at the bowling alley. And everyone was like, "Oh my god," because they'd all just been like waiting for that to happen. So
yeah.
Woo.
Where was TMZ?
Yeah, where was TMZ? Exactly.
Yeah,
that would have been it.
I need those photos with the TMZ just presser on it with Karli and James kissing.
Out in a bowling.
Band duo finally gets raunchy at bowling.
Everyone's like, about time.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
James, you finally got some love. They said that your hair is cool and that you remind them of Josh Groban.
So. Oh, nice.
I've had the thank you.
He does get that a lot.
I do get the Josh Groban a lot.
That means you gotta shave it and go bald.
Yeah, I've had people who think I am Josh Groban, and I'm like, I'm not, and they're like, no, you are. I'm like, no, seriously, like, look up a picture of him. We don't look like it's. I'm definitely not him. I've had people who walk away thinking Josh Groban's really rude for not giving them an autograph, and I'm like, sorry, Josh.
Well, sometimes you just go with it. Just start telling everybody I am Josh Groban.
Yeah, exactly. But he's not English, so that should be the dead giveaway once I speak.
Yeah,
no, that's something Josh Groban would do. He would pretend to
right.
Yeah.
Wait, I think we're on live with Josh Groban right now. See, he's trying to. I knew it all along.
That's exactly it. So yeah, we'll get loads of followers if
he's Josh Groban.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, at least you don't have to find a Halloween costume.
That's true. Yeah, just go as Josh Groban.
So true. Easy.
Yeah.
That's your kind of costume, isn't it?
And no effort. Yes.
Yeah.
He was laughing. She says, "Yeah, now she's gonna change the name to Josh and Karli."
Josh and
Yeah.
Karli.
That's great.
So I feel like you guys have been playing lots of shows here lately. I saw you guys have been playing with Porter a lot. I felt like.
Yeah,
he joins us quite a bit.
He does when he's not on the road with Little Texas. Yeah. Just for anyone who doesn't know who Porter Howell is, he's the lead guitar player, original member of the 90s band Little Texas, who had that big hit "God Bless Texas," which
no big deal.
Yeah, I know exactly.
We're friends with Porter Howell. No big deal.
It's pretty cool. He's such a nice guy. He's so humble. Like
we'll just be on stage at Puckett's restaurant downtown playing with our band, and he just like hops on stage with us to play Any Neon.
And we'll play God Bless Texas when he comes on stage with us, and that's like it's always fun to play covers and have an audience lap it up, and you get to feel like it's like a super rock star for a second. But it's even cooler when you like play. You're not really a covers band when you're playing with the guy who did that song, you know? So it's like, it's such a cool thing because like, you're not just a covers band, you're like doing it for real. You feel like a total superstar.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah. It's such a great feeling.
Like, he wrote this song.
Is it more pressure?
No. I don't think so, just because he's there doing it, you know.
It's also a pretty simple song apart from the guitar work, and he's doing all the lead guitar stuff, so I don't have to worry about that.
Well, after I did see that video, I kind of wanted a Porter Howell and Karli and James mashup of God Bless Texas. I need to cover it, like a real cover to put out with Porter and Karli singing God Bless Texas. It sounded really good.
Thank you. That's an idea.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been playing
more clicks. I mean, if you can't be Josh Groban, you can be single Porter Howell. So
yeah, totally.
So Porter is like so humble. This is a kind of funny story about him. I don't know if you've seen, but he does this Evel Knievel stunt toy thing.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, Michelle sent it all to me. If you guys don't know, is it okay if I say who Michelle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Michelle is their manager, and Michelle's dating Porter Howell, which is Hollywood's connection. And I've become pretty good friends with Michelle. She's awesome, and she sent me that. But go ahead with the story.
Yeah, so he has this TikTok account, Porter's Evil Jumps, and it's that I guess from the 70s or 80s or whatever. There was that toy of Evel Knievel that you wound up and it pings off. Well, he does like ridiculous jumps with this thing. It's become like a huge thing, and there's he gets tons and tons of views, and there's a whole network of people who do it. So they all came to Nashville to this big toy store, like the 3 or 4 like biggest Evel Knievel jumpers, and it was all done by the company who makes this toy. I can't remember what the company's called, but they were all doing all this evil stuff, and we played a show that night. And Porter was like, "Cool, I'm gonna bring." We're actually not with Porter. He just came to watch it. We didn't play with Porter. That was the whole point.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So he said, "I'm gonna bring all the guys to come and see the show that you guys play tonight. It'll be great because they're in Nashville. I want to give them a Nashville experience." So he brought them all along. They had no idea who he was. They just thought he was this guy who did this fun little hobby with the Evel Knievel stuff. And we on stage, it was a packed house at the listening room. There was like 300 people there. And we, said we wanted to tell the audience that we'd written I Need Neon with Porter Howell. So we said, we wrote it with anyone remember Little Texas, and the whole audience is going crazy for him. And they were all like afterwards.
They're like, what?
Who are you? He's been working with them for like 2 years and they had no idea. I just love that. He doesn't say anything. He's just
That's so funny. I was telling Michelle about how ruthless people are on the internet. And so she was telling me about how Porter does that. And she's like, dude, all these people just roast him and say he's probably gone broke and lives in his parents' basement. And that's why he plays with children's toys. Yeah. And it's like, this dude's written how many big-time songs?
I'm like, trust me,
he has an Academy of Country Music Triple Play Award, which means that he had 3 number 1s in the same calendar year, which, that's rare.
Yeah.
Writing a number 1 song is hard, but there are quite a few people who have managed to write number 1 songs. But to have 3 in 1 year, that's
that rarefied. Doesn't happen anymore.
Only you're in stellar company there. Yeah. So like these people have no idea.
And then you just have a fun hobby, something that you enjoy. Yeah. And then that means you're broke and live in your mom's basement. And I'm just like,
I know people are so mean. They just don't have a life.
It's true. They're the ones that live in the basement.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been crazy here. I feel like it's just getting worse online with the rude comments. I feel like you can't even.
It's getting worse on TikTok.
Yeah, it's getting. People on YouTube are so nice, by the way. That's why you guys need to start posting more shorts. People on YouTube are very nice and friendly. Yeah, TikTok is ruthless.
TikTok is here to ruin your day.
Do you think it's one of those things where I think it's just kind of like a human thing where like once that kind of box gets opened, people just start pushing it further and further and further because it's like initially
one ugly comment encourages another ugly
right.
comment.
Well, also it makes another comment not seem as bad because like, oh well, this person was way worse than me, so mine's not as bad. But then it just makes everything worse and worse gradually.
Yeah, and not only that, but it seems to like really they hold up their like guidelines for creators, but they don't hold up their guidelines for the people that are commenting. Yeah. So you can like not be allowed to post a video that might seem slightly harsh or like not look the way they want it to look, but somebody could comment on it saying how horrible you are as a person. It's fine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they always have like a thing, and they like hold on to it for months. And
really,
oh yeah, no, for the longest time. So for like 3 months, everybody called me a homosexual for forever. That was like a 3-month thing. As of right now, apparently she's a 15yeard transgender boy.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
That's the thing that they wrote. Like
that's
every
so
time.
specific.
Sorry, what?
And it's like 5 to 10 people pick up on this. So I found a Reddit post, or somebody sent me this Reddit post where people were trashing me on a Reddit account on like this post. Somebody asked about me, and people were writing like awful things about me, and they were roasting me because I live at home in my parents' basement. Because I joked about it one time, and this is why I don't take the internet seriously, is because on a random day somebody posts about me on a Reddit group chat or whatever, and people are roasting me telling me I live at home in my parents' basement, and I'm just like, this is why I joke on the internet, because it doesn't matter what you do or say, they find something and they just run with it.
It's all silly.
Okay, well, that's like I got my hair done. Everybody was complaining. Everybody was like, your hair is the worst, all this stuff. I get my hair done. I posted a video getting my hair done, and then they were like, you have hairy arms. I'm like, what? It doesn't make... I'm like, you do one thing, then they say the next, then you do one thing, and I'm like, I give up.
It's that really bothers me when people, I don't get it. I don't get why people are so awful. But how do you guys keep posting when you constantly get negative comments? Because you guys are so good at like
rising above it,
continuing with it.
Yeah,
you can go ahead.
Okay, well, neither of us care. Well, like we care. But
I find it interesting more than anything.
We don't get like. We don't let it affect it. I don't read them. He reads all of them. I don't read them. I just don't look at my comments. It's just not something I do. And when I do look at my comments, I've like made it a habit at this point that I make it a point to say that I'm like, if you're gonna be mean, at least be like clever with it. Like at least say something that like I could laugh at. Like that it's mean, but like, okay, that was funny. But like all these comments, I just don't look. Like, and I can't because I will just sit there and just read them all day long, and I don't need to give anybody else that power. And so I make jokes out of them. Like somebody said that I look 12, and my response was, I said, great, when I look 40, I'll look 30. So like, you know, like I just try to make jokes out of it, or like they're talking about my hairy arms. I'm like, well, it's a good thing I'm Italian, so like sorry, I'm hairy.
Yeah.
I just try not to let it affect me, and I just know that these are people hiding behind a screen. And then like I always say, like, I can't tell you exactly when one person said X, Y, and Z about me that was mean, but I can tell you when somebody tells me that, like, my videos make their day, my videos wake them up in the morning, my videos fill that void in their heart, and that, like, people have been suicidal and watching my videos make them smile and, like, get through the day. I can tell you when everybody's told me that, almost on exact news, and that's kind of what pushes me, at least.
That's such a good point. I love that.
Yeah, it's a weird place. So on top of the Reddit post, so right after my dad had the surgery,
Right after I moved here.
what? Yeah, right after she moved here, dude, when I tell you guys everything that like could have gone wrong did. So we're sitting in bed one night, and I'm just getting blown with all these messages. Somebody posted. There's a group chat on Facebook that says, "Are we dating the same guy?" And that's in Charleston. And so somebody posted a picture of me and said, "My friend's talking to this guy. Does anybody know him?" And like 200 people just go and write the meanest and nastiest thing. People have never met me, they've never had a conversation, or they've just seen me out sometime. They've seen my TikToks, and they're just like, "This guy's just the most
horrible
person." And I'm just like,
everything.
How do we not like talk to me, like ask me if this is true? And it ended up there's like 3 different accounts, groups, and it got posted 3 days in a row on 3 different pages.
Yeah. Wow.
And eventually people started to catch on and was like, okay, something's not right here. Like, and then some people were writing, oh, he's just doing this for clout. I was like, what? I'm like, why would I? And then people are messaging her, oh, clearly your boyfriend's a cheater. Have you seen this? Your boyfriend's a cheater. You need to break up with him. And I'm just like, dude, this girl has full access to my phone. Like, when I tell you I share everything with her, I share everything with her. I mean, there's nothing that she doesn't know. And I was just like, and then on top of that, I'm like, dude, I'm running a business here without my dad now. I was like, I'm worried my dad dying, because even when he comes out of surgery, he still could get infections, internal bleeding, like
all that.
And I was like, this is all going on while she was here, and I'm just like, man, I don't have time to be posting on Facebook, trying to get clout for videos. I was like, and meanwhile, I'm just getting screen captures of, like I said, people saying the nastiest things about me. And I'm just like, and then they sit and then some of these people go to my bar and they sit
like
2 feet
from
from
hands.
me.
Like if they put their arm out and I put my arm out, I can hold hands with these people.
And they're just sitting there writing these like nasty things about me online. And I'm just like, dude, what?
But you're right there and you're like, why don't you just talk to me?
Well, like what I said is, I'm like, as these pages are supposed to be, like, when you go to join these pages, they tell you the rules. And, like, the main rule is, like, this is a no judgment zone. This is for women, all women, for, that whole thing about, like, this is women for women and to look out for each other. I'm like, the girl that literally, like, was saying all of this stuff, like, he's horrible, he's this, he's that girl should run, like, all this stuff. I'm like, I could hold hands with you at the bar. Like, we are that close to each other, sitting next to each other. And I'm like, not once have you spoken a word to me. I'm like, I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. And I'm like, this is why I just don't even get involved. Because then the other thing is that I was like, if you're going to make it a point to try and ruin our relationship, again, be clever about it. Like, you're going to post something on a Charleston page saying, like, does anybody know this guy? He has almost 1 million followers on TikTok. Do you think anybody knows him? Like, like, they may not know him, but I can guarantee enough people know his name.
And I blast her everywhere. It's not a secret that I have a
girlfriend. Does anybody know him?
I'm like, but to answer your question, so same thing she said. Like, there was this really sweet police officer in Florida. He randomly messaged me one night, and he was like, hey, he's like, I love watching you dance to Shivers. He goes, is there like a tutorial I can find? He goes, because I've had to bury so many of my coworkers and like friends in the last few years from, being on the force. And he's like, just watching your videos just brings this like big smile to my face and just makes like the pain go away. And I'm just like, I read that, like, he sends me at like 2 a.m. and I wake up and read that, and I'm like freaking bawling my eyes out. I'm just like, damn. I'm like, we just post this stuff for fun, and just like you guys, y'all write music for fun. You guys enjoy it, and you're trying to make a career.
Sometimes the impact is very real.
Yeah.
Yes, and you don't think about that when you're creating it. You never know when something you write or something you do is going to really connect with somebody and make them feel a certain way. And then on the flip side of that, there's so many business opportunities that have come with it. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw Shania Twain do one of my videos, but she did that because her marketing team reached out to me and, asked me to do a video for her, which was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've done stuff with like Maren Morris and Scotty McCreery, and recently there was a country artist. His name's Rob George. We just did a music video for him, and
tomorrow,
hopefully it comes out here soon. He unfortunately, his parents have health issues, and so he had to move back to Germany to take care of them. And he can't be in Nashville to film the music video, so he just like, hey, it's a really just fun song. I just want you and Emily to go out. Send me a bunch of like dancing stuff, but also just go out and just have like a fun day with you guys, film it all and send it to me. And So we struck a deal, and we filmed that. And hopefully, that'll be released soon. And tomorrow, I'm filming a cameo for another music video for an artist named Becca Bowen. And then I've had a couple other artists reach out. And so, yeah, there's the business side of it, which is fun and great. So that's another plus side of it. But it can be tough reading it, and you want to fight. And the problem is you can't argue with all these people, and
there's no sense because they're gonna find every reason to fight back at you, and it's not worth your time and your energy.
And then there was one thing on YouTube. One of my videos on YouTube popped off, and these people are commenting and said, "Oh my God, you're such a cute couple." And this person just went and rated all these comments, and we're like, "Oh yeah, it would be cute, but he's dating a 15-year-old, and she doesn't have consent to be in this bar." And I was just like, and this girl comes like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that." And I'm like, "You didn't know that? How would she even be in a bar?"
Yeah. Just, I don't even know where people get this stuff from.
It's just nonsense.
It is. It's like clearly these people, like I'm always the glass half full person. So I'm always like, when these people start saying this stuff, I'm like, man, you must have a real lonely life. And I'm like, I feel bad for you that you have to let out your anger at people that you don't know on the internet. And that's always how I look at it. I'm like, if that made you happy, good, because it's not going to affect my day.
Yeah, it's true. And it's great that you have that outlook, because I do feel like not many people, I feel like a lot of people struggle with it because there is so much hate on social media. So it's really good that you guys are able to look past
it. Like I was telling him, I said, I may come off or seem like I'm super, super social, which I am. It's not that I'm not social, but like in person, when it's people that I've never met or something, I'm like kind of shy. Like, I don't know. I have to like prepare myself to go and have a conversation with someone that I've never met. And these two girls from Austria and Germany were here in South Carolina for like holiday, and they see, like I'm saying,
nice. Good use of the word. Well done.
And they came to Honky Tonk because they wanted to meet me, and I was like,
wow.
What? I was like, that's crazy. So like, what? So they came over to me and they said hi, we took pictures, whatever, they walked away. Well, I go to him, I'm like, I kind of want the picture. And he's like, well, then go get it. And I'm like, I don't know how to go up to them and ask for the picture. I was like, I'm so socially awkward when I'm not dancing.
I made her go up and ask her.
So he goes, well, I'm going to go. I'm like, well, no, then I look like a wuss. I'm going.
It's all right. You know what? I'm kind of the same way. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like when I get in my moment, I'm like, okay, anybody on the dance floor, if they're trying to come out and learn, I'm there to help them. But if I have to have a conversation with you,
yeah, you're like, bleh.
I'm like,
yeah, I totally get that. I think both of us do. Like,
yeah, we're pretty
shy
people.
but then we're on stage and we'll do whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But then people come talk to us and we're like,
yeah, like, how do we deal?
There's one question I do want to answer. Somebody asked me what I did with Scotty McCreery. So a lot of times with these artists, their marketing teams will reach out to me and they'll email me and they'll have a new single coming out, so they'll want me to do a TikTok with the latest single, post a dancing video with it, and then we'll strike a deal and then I'll post it. But what is the craziest thing or the weirdest maybe interaction that you guys have had, that maybe you guys have, somebody DM'd you guys, you know, or come and said, you guys ever had any stalkers, anything that comes to mind on that end?
I think so we had a video that went viral, that was us doing this. We just pulled out our phone when we were at the grocery store and it was us talking about you know, the different things like that I call, you know, eggplant, aubergine, that kind of stuff. We just did like 4 or 5 of those things and the video blew up. But the funniest thing about it was there was this whole argument that took place. We weren't even involved. There was like 6 people who started arguing about what was the correct term for bread, for you know, bread buns, for like hamburger buns. And it went on like, it was crazy.
It was hilarious.
It went on. There was hundreds of comments between like these 6 people, and they got so aggressive with each other. It had nothing to do with us. Like, it literally, the first person said something about us, and then after that, we were just sat there watching it develop, and we're like, this is wild. Because it just was like, how is this the tangent it took from like our video, and suddenly these people were just like assaulting each other in our comments.
Well, yeah, and like what I found hilarious about doing those American versus British videos is that like because he would call something different than to what we say in America, like at the grocery store, whether it's like bread or like a certain vegetable or a melon or something. So whatever he says, I would go around and be like, no, it's called this, you know, and like correct him, but like in a joking, fun way, and people would come after me.
They would. They'd be like, I'd just divorce her if I was him. She's so horrible.
Yeah.
And we're like,
it was quite entertaining.
Okay.
We'd be like, oh, she's so annoying. I can't believe she's correcting him.
That stuff was so funny.
Well, how did you guys handle that? Did that cause any divisiveness in the marriage and the relationship?
No, it just made us laugh.
Yeah, and the funny thing about those videos was we have those little debates, if you like, every day. Something comes up every day. I'll say something, she'll be like, what the heck is that? And I'll be like, well, that's a so-and-so. And she'll be like, you've never used that one before. Like, so we're always learning about the kind of differences between the language with us, which is funny, and we just think it's funny to put them on videos because it's literally what's happening anyway.
So you're not questioning whether you want to divorce Karli or not?
Not for that reason.
Is it the excessive wine drinking?
That's what I was about to say. It's probably the wine.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys most proud of thus far into your career?
Lots of things. You got anything specific?
What I think just like discovering that you can be happy with where you're at and we're making a living doing music, to be honest. Like, because we've done some like great things. Yeah, we put out a song with Porter Howe, which is really cool, and you know, you release songs that you're proud of.
Yeah, and it was like Neon was the number 2 song, number 2 music video on CMT, which was like pretty freaking awesome for us. Like,
I voted for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was fan voted, so like that means even more to us because you know we know that people had to vote for that, and there was a lot of people who voted for that to get us there, and that means so much because that is people putting their time and energy into something. We don't take that for granted.
Yeah, I would also say the other thing we're most proud of is like this past year we've really like honed our craft and like playing live with our band. Like we put on a good show, like a fun, upbeat, good show, and I have found my voice, and it is way beyond where I thought that it would be, you know, a year and a half ago. Like I have just like, not to be, you know, woo, but like I have like
she's been drinking wine. She's like, I am damn good. I am rolling one right now.
I really have found my voice. I feel like in my singing, my stage voice, but also talking to a crowd. Like I have just, both of us, we found our things on the stage, and that's what we focused on this past year. And we've done really, really well with it. And so I feel like that's where we're most proud right now.
So I know that playing good music and being on stage, having that stage presence, both of those are important. Which one do you think is more important?
I don't think either's more. I think they're both. If you want to have, you need everything. You can't. Yeah. To me, it's both and all. Or a great artist overall is being able to be good at multiple different things. To be honest, I don't think it's enough just to be. I think if you're a great performer, that's definitely a skill set, but if you're a great performer without any songs, then you're probably going to be, you know, in a covers band, maybe doing great slots on, you know, at casinos and corporate things, and there's a great living to be made there. but it's a different thing to being an artist. But if you just have songs and you can't go and perform them and connect them with an audience, then you're probably just a songwriter. So I think it's all important.
Definitely.
What changes did you make that you felt like started to work for you?
Live performance wise?
Yes.
Well, we had just been playing as a duo for years.
Yeah, just acoustic.
Because just acoustic as a duo, which is great and it's fun, just the two of us, but you get like, you just get used to just playing U2, playing the kind of the same set and you don't have like,
it doesn't sound like the record.
We're both playing guitar the whole time. Well, I mostly play guitar anyway with the band, but like you don't have like the drums or like something to like lift that energy.
Well, we don't have our sound.
Yeah, we
work hard in the studio to create a sound, and then when you play live, people are hearing you for the first time. They don't know what Karli and James sounds like. They know what Karli and James acoustically sound like, but that's not like who we are. Which can be fun, but it's not our sound specifically. So we decided we need to play more with the band, and we did. We played almost like every week. For the back end of the year, we played pretty much every week. On a Thursday night with the band, and it just, once you start playing with the band, is like you get in a routine and you discover things and how you want to introduce your songs and how you can talk to the crowd and how to get them involved and like exactly what to say about the song to get people intrigued, and you discover your voice more and how to project. So just honestly, just playing with the band, I think, has made the difference, because we would every now and then, but when you're just doing like one gig here and there with the band, you don't get tight. It's not like a thing that you're practicing and doing all the time. And the more that you do something, the better at it you get, of course. So
do you have like a mentor in that respect? Or I know you guys are close with Porter, so are you talking to him and being like, hey, like, how do you think I should say this or say that to really connect this with the audience before I play? Is that someone you guys go to, or do you watch videos of artists you guys maybe really love, live shows, to see how they do it? Walk me through that process.
Again, all those things. When we're going to gigs, we'll see something that somebody does, and we never want to just copy what somebody does, but we're like, oh, that way. You have to find your voice within that. Yeah, that way of addressing this issue, or addressing, transitioning into a song was super cool. Like, how can that work for us and our style? It's great to watch other artists who are masters of their art and try and take stuff, from them and implement it. But yeah, we do have people like Porter, and Michelle's incredibly experienced as well.
Yeah, my mom and dad.
Yeah, just trying to take things from all different places. We have a really experienced band. Like, we play with some musicians who've been around for a long time. They played amazing shows. They played with big people. Like the guy who plays bass with us, when he's not playing with us, or when he's not playing with her, he plays with us. He plays with Winona Judd. So he's been out doing the arena tour with the Judds this last, few months. So he will play there, and then 2 nights later be playing with us in a bar. So like, and he's been doing that for years and years and years. So like, being able to play with them and share the stage, and then like, sit down and chat with them afterwards, and they give us feedback. And, we always try and put together a great band so that we can try and raise our game to be as good as, the very experienced people who are backing us up. Yeah, exactly. We always try to
go ahead.
We always just try to take feedback from anyone that's come to see us,
Well, I think you're amazing. So there's some feedback.
Thank you.
So, talking to Michelle a lot and hearing you guys tonight, it seems like a really big focus has been trying to find your sound. So can you walk me through that process? How has your sound changed from the first song you guys put out to now? And James, I know you produce most of it, or if not all of y'all's music.
All of it. And that's the biggest change, is that I'm initially I didn't have the experience or the contacts, because producing is a lot about contacts. You don't do everything yourself. You got to delegate. Like there's fiddle on Sunday Dreaming. Like I can't play fiddle, so like you got to bring in the right person. And we deliberately, Karli grew up listening to the Chicks, the Dixie Chicks, the Chicks, and so we wanted to have that element. So I made sure I brought in Joe Spivey, who played on the Dixie Chicks records. So we had that element in there. We knew it was going to, pay homage to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of production, as well as the technical side is knowing people. And I didn't. So when I first came to town, I had to learn all that stuff and get the contacts. But now that I do have those contacts and I've got the experience, this was the first time that I did everything myself and didn't co-produce with somebody else. So this whole record is very much, us. We write all the songs. We do have co-writers as well, people like Porter. But then production wise, it was just me. So it was, wholeheartedly Karli and James.
Yeah. And now, honestly, our first song that we put out, it was like almost a demo because it was just acoustic as well.
Yeah, it was. So it was just a demo recorded on a laptop.
Yeah.
So it's come a long way since then.
It really has. I would like to describe our sound if you want to compare it to like other artists, because that's kind of what people like to hear. Way. Yeah, an accessible way would be Miranda Lambert meets Stevie Nicks meets Sugarland, and that is Karli and James.
Yeah.
I don't know what Stevie Nicks. I don't think I know Stevie Nicks. I've heard the name, but I don't know.
Oh yeah.
That's a good way to put that. Sure. And Sugarland and Stevie Nicks. I could put them on. Yeah.
And we've already been in the studio to record our next project, and we're even further down the line of like the sound is now even more honed. Like we're super proud of this EP, but we already have.
We have a lot coming.
We've got the next one's already recorded. We're working on vocals at the moment, and we've
really found the sound.
It sounds even more like us now, and that's the great thing. Constantly growing, constantly trying to better it, and that's, as an artist, and as a person, to be honest, how can I do better than I did last time at everything?
Yeah, we brought in more of it's rockin' the next part, the next Karli and James EP.
But still country.
Yeah, but still country because of James's rock and roll background. So we've really
rock and roll stuff. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. But Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac.
That speaks to me. Okay. Fun. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember when I first connected with you guys was right around the same time as the first weekend I spent with her back in November.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because you guys.
That seems so much longer ago than it actually
is. Because you guys wanted me to do the ID Neon video.
Yeah.
And remember I did that with her.
And we learned,
And I was teaching her, and we posted all that.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Wow.
And that song was stuck in my head. This is a little TMI, but we were hanging out at the Airbnb. And we're sitting around in bed, and we're making videos, trying to make some content, and I'm just would start singing, "I need a knee."
Yeah, all the time. He did, and then he would. I was like, you do this all the time, and then randomly I would start singing it, and I'm like, man, here we go.
I got her hooked on this singing. She ran like 2 weeks later. She's like, I need a neon. I can't sing. Don't everybody mock me because I can't sing. Karli, I need some singing lessons, please.
Okay.
Our battery is super low, so if we suddenly go, it's just because our battery went out. Just so you know.
Oh, that's fine. We can go ahead and wrap this up then.
All we know is we gotta go to Nashville and see you guys.
Oh, I know we have to because we have made so many friends. Obviously, and I don't. Do you guys happen to know Jerry Jacobs by chance or Summer '97? Have y'all heard of them?
No, actually no.
Okay. So they play. Well, you guys know Chase McDaniel, probably.
Not personally, but I know.
Okay, so Jerry Jacobs, he is a guy from Charleston, very talented. He moved to Nashville. He was playing Nudie's Honky Tonk all the time with Summer '97. They're a great band. He started writing songs for Chase McDaniel. He wrote Project, was co-writer on Project and Drop Your Tailgate. And then there's somebody else. Was it Tanner Adele? Or somebody, I don't know. He's had a couple songs, so I think he's like going more towards the... But he just texted me today, and he was like, "Hey man, you need to come to Nashville soon." So I don't know. I need to I need to come up there so bad. There's so many people. I need to spend like a week up there.
Yeah, we just need to make a trip.
Yeah, I want to watch you guys play so bad. Like I want to come to one of y'all's shows like so bad.
That would be great. Just let us know when you're thinking, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
No, we need to. I would love for you guys to come down here too. Yeah.
It's a good time.
We will make it happen in 2023. I promise.
That's a goal.
We got to do it.
Yeah, we will come to the Karli and James show.
We just switched my birthday. We'll just go there for my birthday.
No, she wants to go to Disney for her birthday. She's obsessed with Disney. And you are not
obsessed.
I know you're not changing up your mind from Disney World. I know you love them, and I know they're very talented. We have a great time.
So I wanted
We're definitely not Disney. I
wanted to do Nashville for my 22nd because of the Taylor Swift song 22. I wanted to be that basic person that everybody is. And then I didn't which I know, it's like, first world problems, because I went to Greece the next, 5 days later. So I was like, I'm not going to Nashville. Anyways, whatever. So I never got my Nashville trip. And I'm like, man, I've never been. I really would like to go.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
You guys will be our first stop in Nashville.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Can't wait.
For sure.
Well, we appreciate you guys talking to us. It's been so much.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yes, and for everybody, they just dropped their new EP, Someday Dreaming. It's amazing. They have tons of good tracks on that album.
Thank
Very
you.
excited for it.
So good to catch up with you guys.
Absolutely. It's so nice to talk to you guys. We love you guys. We love talking to you guys.
Me too.
Really glad you guys have become friends. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You
Likewise.
too. And you're so cute.
We'll see you in Nashville soon.
We look forward to it. Y'all have a wonderful night. We'll talk soon.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Good night. Bye.